All right, welcome back everyone to the Deep Dive. We're ready to jump into another fascinating topic. Today we're looking at, well, a map, I guess you could say.
A map, yeah.
But it's a powerful one. Global literacy rates by gender, huh?
It is. And, I was expecting some differences going in, obviously.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But this thing is a crazy patchwork of blues and pinks that just blew me away.
I know, right? You think global literacy, you think, okay, sure, maybe some areas are a little behind, but to see it laid out like this?
It hits different.
Totally.
So the map basically highlights this stark reality. Even though we are seeing literacy rates improve around the world, generally, there's still this huge gender gap.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Data on the screen, numbers come alive. Male, female flows where the patterns thrive. Visual charts, public colors unify. Gender decoded, bringing truth to light. Watch them all drum fill. We break it down, real talk. Trends unveiling, facts from every block. Here's your insight, watch the data glide. Gender decoded, let the beats collide.
The map basically highlights this stark reality. Even though we are seeing literacy rates improve around the world, generally, there's still this huge gender gap.
Yeah, okay, so let's break it down. We've got blues, we've got pinks. What are we actually looking at here?
All right, so the blue signifies areas where men have a much higher literacy rate than women.
Gotcha.
And then pink, those are the spots where women are actually ahead.
Interesting.
For example, you've got Niger, right?
Okay.
Male literacy is hovering around 60% there.
60%? That's
But then female literacy plummets, like way down to 15%.
15%.
Huge difference.
That is a staggering gap. Really, it's hard to wrap your head around a difference that big.
Yeah.
What could possibly be contributing to something like that?
Well, it's never one single thing, right? It's poverty, it's these cultural norms that just automatically prioritize education for boys.
Right.
Lack of schools, access.
Sure.
All of these factors are at play. And the source material we're looking at, they mention how in a lot of these blue zones, girls are expected to stay home. They help with chores or they're getting married off early. So their educational opportunities are just severely limited.
It's so sad to think about how much potential is being wasted. It really is. But all right, let's look somewhere else on this map. Southern Africa, it's kind of lighter blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
A bit more balanced.
Yeah.
So we've seen some progress there. What's going on?
I'd say so, yeah. You take a country like South Africa, they've rolled out some really great initiatives like the Girls Education Challenge. That program has really made a difference in getting more girls into school.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, they're absolutely moving in the right direction.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. But then there are those pink areas, right? I mean, female literacy being higher than male literacy, it's unexpected.
Totally.
What's the story there? Can we zoom in on maybe Algeria?
Yeah, Algeria and Papua New Guinea.
Okay, yeah.
They're really bucking the trend.
They are.
Now, the map doesn't give us all the answers, but it hints that there might be some unique things happening in those societies. Or maybe they've got targeted educational programs that are working really well. Algeria, for instance, they've made some serious strides in making education more accessible for women.
Okay, yeah.
That's got to be a big factor in that higher literacy rate.
That makes sense. It makes me think of when I was in Nepal, I visited this rural village a few years back, and it was striking. The number of young girls, not only in school, but just so eager to learn.
Wow.
It was a powerful reminder of how transformative education can be, especially when everyone has that opportunity.
Absolutely. Education is key to empowering people, and it really strengthens those communities.
Totally agree.
So it's really crucial to figure out why those pink zones are doing so well. What strategies are they using that the rest of the world could learn from?
Exactly, yeah. We've seen the scope of this gender gap in literacy and how complicated the causes are.
Right.
So what can we as individuals even do with this knowledge?
Well, step one is awareness, right? And I mean, that's what we're doing right here. We're talking about it. But then we've got to move to action. We can support those amazing organizations working to promote girls' education globally. We can push for policy changes and even just challenge those harmful cultural norms that limit girls.
Right.
Every little bit helps.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So as we wrap up this deep dive today, I want to leave everyone with this question. Knowing what we now know about the global literacy gender gap,
What action are you going to take? How are you going to use this knowledge to make the world a more equitable place? It's a question worth sitting with, and I encourage you to keep learning, keep exploring this issue. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
thanks everyone.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.